So in the first equation, that is Vx is equal to Vi e raised to minus j beta x plus Vr e raised to plus j beta x. As you know, this is the addition of two signals. One signal which is in the direction from source to load, and second, that is Vr e raised to plus j beta x, that is from load to source. And load boundary condition we assume that is x is equal to 0. Now gamma x is written. Actually we are going to derive something which is related with maxima and minima. There are two waves, one is a forward wave and reverse wave, and we are going to find maximum and minimum position of the wave. And then once we get maximum and minimum, what is the distance between them, that we are going to calculate, and hence we are deriving this equation. We are using this equation to derive that the length between V maximum and V minimum, or two V maximum at different location. So what is the distance between that V maximum point on a wave and V minimum point on a wave, and again V maximum and V minimum point. So that we will see later. So here gamma x is written, that is ratio of two terms, that is Vr e raised to plus j beta x and Vi e raised to minus j beta x. So here we will get gamma e raised to 2j beta x. Now gamma at x is equal to 0 we will calculate. So once we get gamma at x is equal to 0, that is gamma e raised to j phi, then we will substitute this in this equation, that is for gamma. So here gamma x is equal to gamma e raised to j phi. So from this equation here we have written, so for this gamma we have calculated gamma e raised to j phi, that is for x 0, that is written here, and again e raised to 2j beta x. So that is this equation. In this equation gamma is substituted by this. So we get gamma e raised to j phi plus 2 beta x. Now the main equation Vx. So here I e raised to minus j beta x is taken out, and hence we got this 1 plus and ratio of these two. Now Vx, Vi e raised to minus j beta x. So this is written in terms of gamma. So 1 plus gamma e raised to j phi plus 2 beta x. So e raised to j phi 2 beta x, that is here gamma x is equal to, so gamma x is equal to written. So this is the ratio. So gamma is substituted, and gamma e raised to j phi plus 2 beta x. Now since we are going to define maximum and minimum terms, and distance between the V maximum and minimum terms, we require one more thing. What is the maximum value of this e raised to j phi? So here it is j phi plus 2 beta x. So what is the maximum value for this term, that we are going to calculate? So as you know, e raised to j theta, let us say j theta is there, cos theta plus j sin theta we write, and if you put the values, maximum value we get is minus 1 and plus 1. So this is the range for e raised to j theta is equal to minus 1 to plus 1. So similarly here also, this term e raised to j phi plus 2 beta x, the maximum and minimum value is minus 1 to plus 1. So in the previous equation we have seen Vx is equal to Vi e raised to minus j beta x into bracket 1 plus gamma e raised to j phi 2 beta x, and we have seen the maximum and minimum value of this e raised to j theta is equal to plus or minus 1. So if you want to find maximum value of Vx, you will get k into 1 plus gamma, and V minimum, by putting minus 1 you will get minus gamma, 1 minus gamma. So here phi plus 2 beta x, if you want plus 1, then what's the angle? So angle is plus 2 and pi, that is the angle when you will get plus 1. So here if you solve this equation, so phi plus 2 beta x is equal to plus or minus 2 and pi, because we want here plus 1. So plus 1, if you solve it, then you will get x is equal to plus 2 and pi minus pi divided by 2 beta. So that is equal to minus of separately phi by 2 beta, minus is taken out, plus 2 and pi by 2 beta. So you will get X maximum is equal to, by putting beta is equal to, what is the value of beta? Beta is equal to 2 pi by lambda. So if you put it here, you will get pi, and then here you will get lambda. So n lambda by 2 you will get finally. Now for this term, if this is the condition, ZL is equal to real, and when it is real, that means imaginary term is 0. Z0. So imaginary term is 0 means there is no phase difference. So no phase difference means phi is equal to 0. Z0 is equal to real. Z0 also should be equal to real, because the two term, if you see the formula for gamma, ZL plus Z0 divided by ZL minus Z0. So ZL should be real, Z0 also should be real, then only you will get gamma real, and ZL should be greater than Z0, you will get positive value, otherwise you will get negative value, because formula is ZL minus Z0 upon ZL plus Z0. So then for this condition we will get phi is equal to 0. So we are trying to find out the value of X maximum for this condition. So phi is equal to 0, if you put in this equation you will get n lambda by 2. So X maximum is equal to minus n lambda by 2. So if you put the value of n, then you will get 0, minus lambda by 2, minus 2 lambda by 2, minus 3 lambda by 2. Hence we can say that distance between two consecutive maximum value we are calculated, so it's lambda by 2. So that is the distance between two maxima which we have proved. So again we will see Vx is equal to k into 1 plus gamma e raised to j phi 2 beta x. So we are interested in this term, whether we are getting plus 1 or minus 1, and hence phi plus 2 beta x is equal to plus or minus 2n plus 1 phi. That is for minus 1. Previously it was 2n pi, because we want even number, so that we get plus 1. Now here our requirement is minus 1. So here odd number should be there, multiple of pi. So X minimum is equal to, this equation will get phi upon 2 beta, that is by finding the value of X. So this equation is derived from this equation, is equal to minus of phi upon 2 beta minus 2n plus 1 lambda upon 4 pi. So here again I put the value of beta, that is 2 pi by lambda, hence 2 pi by lambda. So lambda will get on numerator, and again for this equation we will see the condition. If this is the condition as the previous one, ZL is equal to real, Z0 is equal to real, and ZL is greater than Z0, then X minimum is equal to, what we will get is minus lambda by 4, minus 3 lambda by 4, minus 5 lambda by 4, because 5 will get 0. I forgot to write here that for this condition, if you want real value, then phi is equal to 0. So phi is equal to 0. So put this value here, minus is already there. So minus lambda by 4, 3 lambda 4, and minus 5 lambda by 4. So distance between two consecutive minimum, again it is lambda. So we have written that distance between two consecutive minimum is lambda by 2. Distance between two consecutive maxima is lambda by 2. So we have already found the value for V maximum at V minimum. So we got maximum value at x is equal to 0, x is equal to minus lambda by 2, and x is equal to minus lambda. And we got this minimum value at minus lambda by 4, minus lambda by 2, minus lambda by 4, and minus 3 lambda by 4, and again minus 5 lambda by 4. So this is the maximum and minimum values. Now if you find, now we have already concluded that distance between two consecutive minimum is lambda by 2. Distance between two consecutive maximum is lambda by 2. Hence, if you find the distance between two consecutive maximum and minimum, what we will get is lambda by 4. So these three statements you have to remember always. Distance between two consecutive maximum and minimum is lambda by 4, and here it is lambda by 2, lambda by 2. Now we will solve a numerical problem. So here a transmission line voltage standing wave ratio, that S is equal to 3 given. Maximum occurs at distance 11 centimeter from load. Now as you know, we are putting the value of n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and accordingly we are getting the maxima. So the distance is given, that is the distance at which maximum occurs is 11 centimeter, but it is at n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, that is not given. If distance between two consecutive minima are 2 centimeters, so as you know, if we know the distance between two minima, then that is equal to the distance between two maxima also, and that is equal to lambda by 2. So we can say lambda by 2 is the distance, as seen earlier, that lambda by 2 is the distance between two consecutive minima or two consecutive maxima. So here it is 2 centimeter, hence we can say that lambda is equal to 4. And the characteristic impedance of the line, that is also given, that is Z0 is equal to 20 ohm. So here gamma is equal to ZL minus Z0 upon ZL plus Z0, that is gamma. Mod of gamma is different. If you want to find mod of gamma, then you can directly put the value of S and find mod of gamma. Like here S is equal to 3 is given. But if you put S is equal to 3, then you will get mod of gamma, not this. That is gamma x, that you will not get. So for that purpose, you will need to find magnitude as well as angle. So only finding magnitude is not enough. So here two equations are there. One is x maximum is equal to minus 1 by 2 beta 5 plus 2 n phi, that is for x maximum, and for x minimum it is odd number 2n plus 1 phi. So instead of n, you have to put 2n plus 1, so you will get odd number, and the odd number you will get x minimum. So these are the two expressions which are important. So again, always remember that if S is given, you can calculate mod of gamma, not gamma. So to find the gamma, you will need to find the angle. So here this is the distance is calculated between two consecutive minima, that is given, so 2 centimeters. So we got lambda is equal to 4 and Z0 is equal to 20 ohm. So here from x is equal to 0 to x is equal to 11 centimeter, at 11 centimeter maxima occurs. So we don't know in between how many maximas are there, but we know that distance between two consecutive maxima is 2 centimeter. So I can say if it is 11 centimeter, I will go backward. So here I will get 9 centimeter, here I will get 7, here 5, here 3, and one more I will get, that is 1 centimeter. So at 1 centimeter I will get the first maxima. 11 centimeter I will get 6 maxima. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 maxima I got at 11 centimeter. So this is n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So n is equal to 5. Now the first maxima occurs at 1 centimeter. So I can write this is the first maxima, and this is for n is equal to 0. Now I will write an equation that is minus 1 centimeter, that is for maxima, x maxima is equal to 1 upon 2 beta. So here minus 1 is taken, here I will get 1 by 2 beta, 5 plus 2n pi. Remember, this is 2n plus 1 for minima, and for maxima it is 2n. Now I will put the value of beta. Beta is equal to 2 pi by lambda, 2 pi by lambda. So lambda I will get here, here I will get 4 pi is equal to 5 plus 2 into 0 into pi. Here it is minus 1 centimeter. Accordingly, I will get the value of phi. So value of phi is equal to pi. So now I got phi, that is the angle. So once I got angle, I will get the actual gamma value, not the magnitude of gamma. Now once I get this value, then I will find magnitude of gamma. So for that I will I will take the equation S is equal to 1 plus gamma upon 1 minus gamma, and I will find the value of mod of gamma, because the S is equal to 3 given. So accordingly I will get the value of gamma. So angle I got and the value of gamma I calculated. Now here, as I said earlier, S is equal to 1 plus gamma divided by 1 minus gamma, that is equal to 3. So from this equation I will get magnitude of gamma, not the value of actual gamma. So this is the magnitude of gamma. Now phase we have already calculated, and so we will write the equation of gamma, mod of gamma into e raised to j phi. So phi is calculated at pi, and hence I will get minus half. See, always remember mod of gamma is 1 by 2, but gamma value is minus 1 by 2. Now this gamma, equation for this gamma is equal to ZL plus Z naught upon ZL minus Z naught. So don't calculate this gamma using this equation. This is the complete gamma, that is including the phase, and that equation is ZL plus Z naught, ZL minus Z naught, because we may get a complex number, as you know. ZL and Z naught can be real and imaginary term, is a complex number. So here this is the total number, that is minus 1 by 2, not plus 1 by 2. Now Z naught is given, that is 20 ohm. If you put the value of Z naught and solve this equation, you will get ZL is equal to 20 by 3.